Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce and Guns. Last month I was on Reddit and I was looking at the flashlight subreddit where there's a huge community there that basically their deal is flashlights. They review them, they talk about them. Sometimes some people actually build flashlights there. It's a pretty robust community. But there's one guy who showed up last month who did not know much about flashlights, but he needed some recommendations. Very specific recommendations because he was in the eye of the hurricane coming across Florida last month. So he had some parameters. He wanted a flashlight that was completely waterproof, that could take a beating, that was useful in an emergency situation where you'd be without power for quite some time. And he didn't want to spend more than 20 bucks. Maybe he said maybe 30 bucks, but 20 bucks was his ideal price. Now, if you remember from my last ThruNite video, I mentioned the ThruNite Archer was my recommendation because it's a single AA battery. And it's very simplistic in its operation. It's got one back button here and then a side button for the different modes. I was overruled. I was overruled by people who knew more than I did about flashlights. And they told the guy to go with the T10 from ThruNite. The Archer 1A is usually for 30 bucks. That usually goes for 30 bucks. The T10, this little tin here with everything inside, is for $20 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below the video. But you open this up here. ThruNite always includes additional O-rings, an instruction manual, and you get the flashlight right here and a diffuser, which is really cool. Let me show you that here in a second. Now the flashlight, that's all there is to it. It's super tiny. It's not much bigger than the AA battery that it takes, which is another benefit, AA battery. Look at that. There's a AA battery and there's the size of the flashlight. That's pretty amazing. Now, there's only one switch on here. There's 3 modes. It's very easy to take care of. There's no side switching. There's no accidental on-off or changing modes. And first of all, you have the Firefly mode, which is 0.2 lumens. So that's basically just to read a map or something of that nature. That'll last 240 hours on each AA battery. You bump it up to low. That's 13 lumens. That's good enough to see where your feet are, see where you're going, but not to illuminate the tree line or anything of that nature. That'll last for 40 hours on a single AA battery. And high is 252 lumens, which is pretty impressive out of a AA battery, and that'll last for an hour and a half. Now to compare, here's the T10, and here is the Archer 1A. You see that's actually, let me level them out there. There's a good 3/4 of an inch there of additional length that the Archer has that the ThruNite does not need. And they're both about the same brightness, so it works out the T10 is the better flashlight overall, I think, because this thing is rock solid. Now, what's really cool is that I happen to have a vacation plan when I got this for testing, so I brought it with me to the beach. Oh, crap. Almost lost it there. Well, folks, I had no problem handling the ocean surf and the sand and everything that goes along with that. But it did almost come loose and go out to meet Davy Jones' locker. So I was able to grab it just the right time and not lose it so I can continue testing it. It's getting buried under sand. That's crazy. And here I am back at the hotel room. I'll take it all apart and show you that it is completely dry as a bone. There was 0 water intrusion whatsoever. So at the end of the day, my recommendation and thumbs up goes to the ThruNite T10 as your best bang for the buck in inexpensive, rugged emergency flashlights. And the T10 earns the Deuce's recommendation, number 1, because it's powered by a single AA battery, which is a universal battery size, and in a pinch, you can substitute a AAA battery plus some aluminum foil. Now, it won't last as long, but it will get the job done. And it's IPX8 rated, which means it's super rugged. It can take a fall, it can take a beating and keep on working, and it is super waterproof too. It can be underwater and submerged completely for quite some time. And the final kicker, it's only 20 bucks. Well guys, that's every day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go up, subscribe. A lot more is on the way. And if you have any comments, questions, or show ideas, leave that in the comment box below the video. And of course, you guys have a great day. See ya.